Okay, now we discuss now our experiment number 8, the MOD experiment to study the relation between the force of limiting friction and normal reaction and to find the coefficient of friction between a block and resultant surface. Okay, first we have to know what is the limiting friction and normal reaction. Before going to discuss about the normal reaction, limiting friction, first we have to know what is friction. Friction means whenever body moves over the surface of another body, a force comes into play between two surfaces in contact, which acts tangential to the surface and opposite to the direction of motion. This force, opposing force, is called friction. Again, friction are two types. That is friction. One is static friction, another is kinetic friction. Then what is static friction? The force of friction which comes into play between two surfaces as long as there is no relative motion between them. In this case, the friction is called static friction. But when there is some relative motion between the two surfaces in contact, that friction is called kinetic friction. But static friction is a self-adjusting force. When force increases, applied force increases, then the force of friction also increases. Suppose a heavy body is there. This is the applied force in this direction. Then friction will be opposite to this force of friction in opposite direction. When applied force increases, suppose body do not come to motion, then we are increasing the applied force. When we are increasing the applied force, the force of friction accordingly increases. A stage will come that this force of friction will attain the maximum value. Before it comes to motion, it will attain the maximum value. This maximum value of static friction is called limiting friction. Limiting friction. The maximum value of static friction is called limiting friction. This is our discussion. What is limiting friction now? All of you understood now what is limiting friction? Now, normal reaction. The normal reaction means suppose a body is placed over the surface. Then body has one weight, so mass is m, the weight is mg. W equal to mg. But normal reaction act in this direction r, which is normal to the surface on which the body is placed. Suppose a body is placed in an inclined plane. Suppose a body is placed on an inclined plane. Then weight is vertically downward. But here normal reaction is normal to the surface on which the body is placed. This is normal reaction. This is our experiment. We will draw the graph between the limiting friction and normal reaction. Then we will find out the coefficient of friction. Then what are the apparatus required for this? Now you can see what are the apparatus required. Here the apparatus there. This is a wooden block, and this is fan, this is pulley, and this is the projectile table. Okay, these are the apparatus required for this. Then now discuss the theory part of this. As particularly, you have to find out the force coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction is mu. Coefficient of friction is mu. As you know that force of limiting friction F is directly proportional to normal reaction R. Therefore, F equal to some constant into R. That constant mu is called coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction. Therefore, mu equal to, you can measure the mu because you have to determine the coefficient of friction. That coefficient of friction mu equal to F divided by R. By knowing the value of F and R, if you divide F by R, then you get coefficient of friction. Then what is the unit of coefficient of friction? Coefficient as force of limiting friction and normal reaction. Both are force. Therefore, coefficient of friction has no unit and no dimension. Then we can draw the graph. From the graph or calculate this coefficient of friction. From the graph or calculate the coefficient of friction.
One horizontal surface, friction table, and wooden block, pen. Now this is friction table, wooden block, pen, pulley, which is assumed to be frictionless. Then weight box, and along with the slotted legs. Then we are taking a spirit level to check whether the surface is horizontal or not. Initially, to start with, we will check whether the surface is horizontal or not using the spirit level. Here in the spirit level, there are 2 marks. We go on hitting on the surface here and there and check whether the bubble remains between the 2 marks or not. If it remains between the 2 marks, then the surface is horizontal. Otherwise, generally what we do, stop some paper or something to make the surface horizontal first. Then what we will do, we will measure the weight of the wooden block using a digital balance here. We have taken the weight of the wooden blocks. It comes to be around 48 gram. So weight is 48 gram weight. And next weight of the pen around 16 gram weight. While putting the pen, we have to take care that the thread should not touch the edge of the table, otherwise additional friction will be applied here. Now the apparatus was set. The pen is pulling the wooden block, but wooden block doesn't move. That means the force applied by the pen, only weight of the pen, is not sufficient enough to overcome the friction. So to make it move or to get the limiting friction, we will go on putting masses weights on the pen. We will start. We have taken a weight box here. Here the weights which are there: 1 gram weight, 2 grams, 2 gram weight, 1 5 gram weight, 1 10 gram weight, 2 20 gram weight, 1 50 gram weight, and 100 gram weights are there. So that we can keep a combination of different weights, and we go on increasing the weight of the pen and weight on the pen slowly. Now we will keep 1 gram weight on the pen. So here total weight acting is weight of the pen plus weight on the pen. Now you will tap the surface to check whether the block is moving under the weight of the pen and weight of the pen or not. If it doesn't move, that means again the force applied is not sufficient enough to overcome the friction. Then we put 1-2 gram weights. Gradually we go on increasing the weight on the pen slowly. Then 2 gram weight and tap it and check. If it, suppose it moves with weight of the pen and weight on the pen, that is 2 gram plus 16 gram, then that means the weight applied by the pen and weight on the pen is sufficient enough to overcome the friction. That means this is the limiting friction. So limiting friction will be weight of the pen plus weight on the pen, and normal reaction is the weight which is acting downward, that is the weight of the block downward, is equivalent to the normal reaction supplied by the surface on the block. That the normal reaction is equivalent to weight of the block and weight on the block. In the present case, there is no weight on the block, so normal reaction is equivalent to only the weight of the box. One observation will be taken: limiting friction and normal reaction. Next observation, we go on putting 50 gram weights on the block, and now it has exceeded, normal reaction has exceeded, so we have to increase the weights on the pen. So next time we will again put 1 gram, that means 3 gram. 3 gram weight on the pen. Next time we will again increase 2 plus 2 4. Next time again 5 gram weight. Go on increasing. Then 5 plus 1 6 gram, and just try to check whether the block starts tap a little to initiate the motion. If the block starts moving, then the weight of the pen and weight on the pen will be limiting friction, and the weight of the block plus weight on the block will be normal reaction. Likewise, we will take number of observations, keeping 100 gram, then 150. Likewise, we go on increasing normal reaction. Accordingly, limiting friction will increase, and we will make the observation table like this. As it is given above the table, we have to mention there. Weight initially we will mention here weight of, here above the table you have to mention weight on the weight of the block here, weight of the block. Suppose it comes to be 48 gram. For this experiment 48 gram weight mention. Then weight of the pen, suppose it comes to be 16 gram weight, it was mentioned. So weight on wooden block will be mentioned, and total weight which is being pulled, that is total normal reaction will be weight of the block plus weight on the block will be mentioned here. Then weight on pen to be mentioned here, and total weight that which helps to start the motion of the block. That means weight of the pen plus weight on the pen to be mentioned here. So this column gives you limiting friction, this one normal reaction. And then as it is explained by sir, we will plot a graph between limiting friction and normal reaction, and we will find coefficient of friction.